Hello everyone, we are back with another Yugioh Do Monsters review. This time we're doing the Virtual Warlock. Because we just got split by a bit. Is this a good Warlock or a bad Warlock? Well, we'll find out. But we go over the voice actors very quickly. Noah is played by Sister Yugioh. In Japanese, he also played Lisa from Pokemon. And in the dub is played by Andrew Wallens. He also played Mako and Leon in Do Monsters, and Brasky and GX. I honestly didn't think I would be Andrew Brasky before GX, but here we are. Actually, that was very much a surprise. I love that surprise. Anyways, I cannot wait to get to the GX stuff. Anyways, moving on. Ghostball is played by Tetsuo Komuro Japanese, who also played Mr. Blackwell in World Witch Academia, the 2017 version. And it's played by Richard Wills, then Will to be replaced by Ted Lewis in the dub for Ghostball or Kaiba. With all that out of the way, let's jump into the first episode, episode 98. We see like a bass coming out of the ocean. Duke and Tristan are dreaming of serenity. Fucking simps. The blimp is going away from the dude town. We learn that Ghostball Kaiba's late steppapa, wanted to take over the world, like every father does, It's worth to talk about a refreshing can of beer. Kaiba went from making weapons of destruction for world to card games, the latter move, when Saya Kaiba took over. Kaiba wants to become duking on top of his dad's island to get his past grudge, against him out of his system. We see a kid with green hair show up on the screen saying his name is Snow. The blimp lands on the underwater base. Well, Noah wants the main game plus Kaiba and Mokuba to leave the blimp. If not, shots will be fired, literally. But they don't want for Kaiba's police to come. They don't want a Shizu. They don't want. Well, I mean, Oyan and Maya unconscious. That'd be very hard to do. Or Yami May, I think you would want everyone, to leave the blimp conscious and well, for the sake of, just have everyone account for. But hey, whatever. We're getting the Big Five who are still trapped in cyberspace from when we last saw them. God knows how, what? Well, it's been 50 episodes since we last saw these five. And we really didn't see them. I mean, yes, the legendary hero arc in season 1 filled or Domino City duels, even though most of them aren't really duels, but whatever. Besides the point. But we want revenge, of course, because what else would we want? No one made a deal with him if it can be for getting in a fair duel. They get Kaiba Cup, just the whole company. Season 1 Kaiba is here to explain deck masters to us because he's dressed like Season 1 Kaiba. It is a copy. You can summon your deck master, and it doesn't count as your normal summon, so it's a special summon. If you refuse using your deck monster, the new monster will become your deck master, which will summon whatever summon. If you use your deck monsters to summon a new monster, that monster will become your deck master. Every deck monster has its own special ability. Some of them are really fucking good. Others are really fucking terrible, just depending on, who you get. When your deck monster is destroyed, you lose for duel automatically. Doesn't matter how much life points you have. You just lose. Game over, man. Game over. This is a good, first episode. type stuff because explains also. But when you lose for duel, you lose your body. But like it just lays out the story of the arc. Nothing like, oh my god, mind blowing. But like sets the stakes and threats. Dub changes for opening of the arc ruins all the fucking surprises of this arc. You see everything, every little tiny little detail, and like what, a minute, 30 seconds. I don't know how we managed to just be like, here's everything in that short time, but they managed to do it. Sorrentine was so with shock, waking up with Tay in the room, and when she wakes up, she doesn't give a shit that she's in the same room in the dub. Because Duke and Tristan dreaming of their best friend's sister, just a bit awkward. And guns are stun blasters because we can't kill anyone by weapons or bullets. We just stun them. Stun them unconscious permanently. They literally name drop all of the big five and like show the real, like make sure which big five is which in the dub. Like, okay, no confusion of the big five. But episode 90 is the start of a free part, and as per usual, I will group for free part, also like multiple part episodes together. If give my thoughts at the end, or throughout. It's just easier to do that way. Starting off with episode 99, the split up the gang, and Jesus, it looks like I forgot my 3D glasses. Duke and Tristan are together, Mokuba and Kaiba are together. Yugi is doing Gainsley, who has the body of Deep Sea Warrior by his deck master. Yami Yuki's gonna pick Dog Magician as his deck master, but Creeper picked us out. It's just like me, and that's it. It just summoned itself. Gainsley sets a monster. Yami Yugi summons Obnoxious Captain Galleon. That's called. Obnoxious Captain Galleon destroys that set monster. Ashen Glade, by its effect, makes Yami Yugi discard a card and replaces itself on the field with another copy. Kaiba just fucking knows it. It has to be more CX. If it's a virtual room, Gainsley summons Improv to draw a card via its effect, and then Flood summon and Glade to cause Yami Yugi to discard a card. Tay gets attacked by Hesame Giants. Mokuba and Kaiba see the orphanage that they used to live at. Yami Yugi fuses both Matt and gets out of the King of Mystical Beasts to summon Kamea, the flying mystical beast, and uses the spell called Quick Attack to make Kamea be able to attack, return, and summon. And you would notice all throughout this arc, each time someone fusion summons is followed by something like Quick Attack, because the wilds of the anime really hate the fact. It seems like really hate the fact that the Battlefield whose main fusion monsters not able to attack first turn, so they're like, thank God the call like Quick Attack was invented. For Battlefield arc, because we want our fusion monsters to attack as soon as possible. It's actually kind of funny. Deep Sea Warriors Deck Master effect lets him basically have magical cylinders by tripling two monsters on his side of the field. So Kamea's attack goes to Yami Yugi and he loses life points equals to Kamea's attack. I mean, this fact isn't the worst thing on the planet, tripling two monsters. It's kind of a steep cost. But again, it's not the worst thing on the planet. Dub changes, they are really but dub changes for episode 99. Then we go on to episode 10. I'm not just Captain Gon attacks directly, since Gainsley took damage, she can special summon the Spirit King. The Kaiba's parents are dead. And the relatives use up all their inheritance and puts the kids in the orphanage, like good relatives do. It's just showing the Kaiba brothers flashbacks. Kid Kaiba plans to protect Mokuba at all costs. Kid Kaiba tells Ghost Boy to adopt him if he beats him in chess. and Kabo wins. So guess what? We got a new daddy. Mugba wants to change the past because after we got adopted, Kaba never smiled again. So they're like, well, I want my big brother to smile again. But oh no, trap. One can say it's a trap home. Gansley summons Yaoi, which makes it so Yamayuki can't draw a card next to him. Gansley used premature barrier to summon back Improv, but paying 800 life points. Duke and Tristan say Serenity from a monster. Not just Captain Gon attacks Improv, but Deep Sea Warrior's effect activates by triggering Improv and Yaoi to reflect Yamayuki's attack right back at him. Gansley can triple Nubica to special summon monster with 2,000 or less attack, but the attack points have to equal 2,000 or less. So he summons Lubica and Wall of Illusion. Dub changes. There's no mention of parents. That's no parents ever dies. Steering people's inheritances, because, Kaba used to call Mokuba Moki. Moki. Speaking of Bukowski, Moki Smackdown. Anyways, still upset but I only gave Moki one support card this year. If you can't give Moki support, you gotta give that freaking lovable squirrel more than one support card. Ghostbusters win over Tech of a Tub. Ghostbusters still, Ghostbusters didn't do anything. Oh, not yet. He will do something. A lot of things. But we're not here to talk about him. Gansley still eliminating Stan from his knee, and that's how he got it stopped. And they reference the Star Crash of 1929 in the dub. I mean, I'm actually just surprised that they even mention it more than anything else. Because, they're so like, we can't mention these things because children, protect the children. It's stock market crash of 1929. Anyways, yes, that was for 100 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. Episode 101. Gansley summons, Medicare for Fold-Faced Beast. Medicare attacks obnoxious Captain Gon, destroying it. The monsters plan on eating Taya, but a penguin saves her. Mukba then die from the trap home, thanks to Kaba. Gansley uses offering for Doom to destroy Kamau. Kamau's effect allows Yamayuki to summon Baphomet. Gansley, Trip uses monster to summon Rainbow Snake. Inigo destroys Baphomet. Kuribo's deck master effect protect Yamayuki's life points. Tail, reenacted the Temple of Doom to escape her monster chasers. Because, you gotta celebrate Indiana Jones 5 coming out. Why? It's gonna be a good movie, why? Why? Yamayuki uses Rainbow Blessing on Kuribo. Yamayuki summons Swift Gaia, the Field's Knife, because it was the only card in the set. Gaia can attack directly thanks to Rainbow Blessing, and Deep Sea Warrior can use this effect on a direct attack, so Yamayuki wins. This dude is fine. It's a good enough challenge for Yamayuki. It's nothing too crazy. But I guess it's a decent duel. And I do like what we learned about Mokuba's and Kaiba's past. Even though it doesn't tell us anything new about their personalities or anything like that, because, there's only so much you can do with Philip. It's still nice to see. Dub changes to cut Rainbow Snake eating both of them. The line about fuzzballs and rainbows got me. Gansley was like, oh, you can't beat me with fuzzballs and rainbow. And then, haha, you lost. Episode 102, the start of 2-part. Noah makes Yugi trap in a labyrinth. Taylor dreams of asking Yugi about the Dark Magician Go. The Dark Magician Go has a musical apparently, but Taya saw during her high school days. But she also wants to star in, because who doesn't want to be the Dark Magician Girl? Dark Magician Girl made Taya cosplay as her. Yamayuki are totally looking at her butt. And both Taya and Dark Magician Girl are painless. A penguin wakes Taya up, but penguin leads Taya to Crump. Crump really just wants to be a Japanese teenage girl. Crump knows, and he's HR. Can we talk about this? He is Capricorn's HR guy. Anyways, Crump knows a little too much about Taya. Like, he has a count of how much times she forgot to turn off the lights. And it was like, if more people were more like you, the world would go to shit, because you leave the lights on too much. But I want to be Japanese high school girl. I want to get their bodies. Lights off while still a teenage goes by. You know what I'm saying? Which one is more evil? And then he talks about global warming and how that's endangering the penguins. It's like, global warming. My Yugioh stock market crashes that the Yugioh I know and love. Crump's deck monster is Nami Penguin. Taya chooses the Dark Magician Girl as host. Yuki is surrounded by doors that have monsters in them, and there's like stars above them to indicate what level the monsters are. Taya sets the card and summons Ancient Elf. Summons Giant Red Snake. Nami Penguin's deck monster effect let his wall monsters gain 200 attack. Worst one is literally so bad, that effect. Crump uses Code to stop all set cards for a turn. Giant Red Snake destroys Ancient Elf. Yuki's facing Riddles. We see a bit more of that. Taya sets a monster. Taya didn't add a Dark Magician, so her to a deck, so Dark Magician Girl isn't as good. Crump sets 2 cards. Taya plays MST to destroy one of Crump's face down cards. Crump uses his other set card, Driving Snow, to destroy Taya's Mealfoes. Of course, it's just destroy Mealfoes. I want Dark Magician Girl to hold my hands. Don't get me started on this. This is actually enraging. There's a paw of green in Taya's hand. She doesn't play it. Taya uses Opening of a Doom to destroy Giant White Snake, but I can't draw during her next turn. So logically, you'd be like, oh, paw of green. But no! She flips summons Fire Sorcerer and uses the effect to do 800 damage to Crump by discarding 2 cards, including her part of Greed. I can't even go into details how bad of a play that is. But, you know, why would you want to draw 2 cards before you discard and can't draw for your next turn? Why would you want to do that? Yugi keeps ending up in the same room. Crump likes penguins because he has heart warmed up by penguins because his parents fall all the time. Crump summons Flying Penguin and equips Penguin Sword to it and destroys Fire Sorcerer. Dub changes. Taya's dreams are just full of wall breaks. What's up? Taya and Dark Magician Girl now has underwear because children can't handle the bare butt of the Dark Magician Girl. It's too much for them. Gotta protect the children. Actually, yeah, that's probably a good change for children. All joking aside, Taya has eaten 216 slices of pizza. And Crump is just an accountant but dumb. Crump's parents were just busy, never arguing. Of course not. Why would they argue? Kaiba and Mokba relive more of the past in episode 103. Kaiba was forced to study. Kaiba had a dream of Kaiba ever since he was a kid. Ghostboy thinks his dream is dumb and takes away all the games. Mokba snuck some Doom Monsters cards to Kaiba. Kaiba also wanted the real Blue Eyes White Dragon ever since he was a kid. Noah says that Kaiba drove Ghostboy to his death. Yuki and Yamayuki figure out a puzzle out from Bo would trap him by going into the different doors instead of going into the same one multiple times over. Who will have thought? Dark Magician can talk and wants to be summoned. Grumpy Dark Magician goes cute. Taya sets a monster. Flying Penguin destroys Taya's set monster by his Skeleton Engine, which allows Taya to draw a card. Taya summons Mahavelo and equips magical formula to it so it gains 500 attack. Mahavelo also gains 100 attack for each equip spell to it because of his effect. Mahavelo destroys Flying Penguin. They gave too much time to Yugi's maze troubles. Way too much time. But you gotta fill up the screen time. You gotta fill up your fill-up. Crump summons Bull Penguin and sets the call. Mahavelo destroys Bull Penguin. Crump plays Revenge Sacrifice to tribute Mahavelo, and Crump gets to summon another monster, Defender Iceboat. Crump sets the call to summon Penguin to peel and attacks directly. Dark Magician summons herself. Crump plays Ocean Regeneration to summon back Penguin to peel, and it attacks Taya directly. Dark Magician Deck Master effect activates, and Taya draws for each monster in the graveyard, which is full cost, but she had Power Green in her hand, and she also currently has Graceful Trinity in her hand. Like, this deck master ability is stupid. It's really good. But it's very unnecessary based on the cost she gave Taya. She plays Sage still, which automatically she lets her summon Dark Magician from Yugi's deck. Don't ask me how, but it's legal. But that caused her to win. I hate this too. I hate Taya. She should have won. She should have lost. Like, the Power Green situation enraged me. And the fact that she had both Power Green and Graceful Trinity, it gave her deck monster a drawing ability, but doesn't let her use Power Green or Graceful Trinity. Again, it's enraging. Crump is Penguin and teenage Japanese girl happy. Just whatever. I don't care. That's my opinion of this dude. I don't care. Just dub changes. No talk of Gozabo's death. Episode 104 is the start of a two-part. Noah is disgusted by the two of the Big Five have failed. Joey kicked down a wall, and that leads to the blimp. And Joey goes to see Mai Johnson, who used to be in charge of a legal council at Kaibaco. Which, I imagine if you're building weapons, you need legal counsel. Was pretending to be Mai. Joey's going full excited and thinks the lowest job is to reveal the truth. Objection! We are now in a courtroom. And by the way, we just finished Phoenix Wright Do Destiny. It's the day I'm recording this part of this review, because I don't think I'm going to record all the parts. And like, all together, based on how long it take me to record, I don't think I'm going to get through all within one session. But, yeah, check it out. Maybe check it out. Johnson's deck monsters, Judgment! Johnson knows, that Joey likes to gamble and steals. Joey's deck master is the Flame Swordsman. He has the ability to transfer his attack to other monsters, which is okay. I mean, it's a bit better than Crump's. Johnson summons Historic Fairy. Joey summons Guildford by an attack and boosts his attack by 500 via Flame Swordsman's effect. Guildford destroys Historic Fairy. Johnson sets a monster. Joey summons Little Wingar and boosts his attack by 300 fingers for Flame Swordsman's attack. When Wingar attacks, the said monster is destroying it by a Skeleton Angel, so Johnson gets to draw a card. Guildford attacks Johnson directly. Johnson summons Mystic Elf and starts the call. Tristan has the creepy chin this time. Mokubon and Kaiba sees Ghostboy not listening to Kid Kaiba about using, Kaiba's virtual world technology, to try and redraw the world map, take over stuff. Joey summons Rocket Warrior and uses but then Johnson uses Judgment is effect by paying 1,000 life points to banish all monsters on Joey's field and make Joey take 500 damage for each one. That's a good effect. Honestly, Joey sets the call. Taya and Yuki found Joey. Johnson summons Coton of the Dark Ones. Johnson summons Common Wizard by using Mystic Elf and Coton of the Dark Ones. Johnson plays Sinister Justice, which allows his level 4 low fusion monsters to attack on turn of summon. My point about them just want future monsters to attack. And gives Johnson 800 life points. Johnson sets the card. Dub changes! At least in the dub, someone remembers Malik, aka in this case it's Joey. Taya and Yuki have way more fair interest in Serenity in the dub and sub about winning card games. Ghost Boy doesn't use virtual reality for war in the dub, over just don't know how to say it. Episode 105. Joey summons Pan for war and sets a card. Johnson uses the trap Lean Question, which boosts his future monsters by a level 4 load by 800 attack. Joey uses Scar Dives, which land on 6, but Johnson changes it to a 1. Pan for war is destroyed, and Johnson gets 800 life points. Joey summons Swordsman Lane Style. Joey plays Grateful Dice, which land on 6, but it got changed to a 1. Johnson uses Deck Monster ability to pay 1,000 life points to destroy Swordsman of Land Style. Joey sets 2 cards. Johnson plays Paw of Greed to draw 2 cards. Joey uses Gambler since Johnson has 6 or more cards in his hand. Joey has 2 less. If Joey can guess a coin flip correctly, he can draw into he has 5 cards in his hand. But if he gets it wrong, he doesn't get it next turn. Joey calls it wrong, so his next turn is skip. Joey uses Scapegoat to summon 4 tokens. Johnson uses Wota, when he first summons for army, to add a level 4 low royal monster to his hand. In this case, Umra. Johnson fuses Umra and One-Eyed Shield Dragon to summon Dragoness, the Wicked Knight. Common Wizard destroys Scapegoat. Dragoness also expects to summon the Scapegoat. Joey moves his tone is skipped, so moving on to Johnson's tone, the same attacks happen again. Scapegoats are destroyed. Yuki and Yuki think something is fishy. No sense for do is cancelled because Johnson's made all of Joey's gamble cards failed. Joey wants to continue the duel. Joey uses Paw of Greed to draw 2 cards. Joey summons his deck monster, for freeing Swordsman, equips it with Burning So, which by triggering a monster, that monster's attack is active to equip monsters. Joey plays Honest Decision, which allows him to draw 2 cards, and your opponent picks one. If it's a monster, summon it. If it's not, send it to the graveyard. Joey buffed Johnson to picking Goblin Attack first, which gives tribute by the effect of Burning So, to give Flame Soulman's attack. With his attack, Joey wins. This dude, I don't like it. Like, I don't like the fact that Wave only fret was the fact that Johnson was cheating, but that's the only reason why Joey was way at a disadvantage. And it's like not cheating in like a creative, fun way. It's just like, oh, I can just make you worlds whatever the fuck I want, you know. So it's not an interesting duel, unfortunately. Dub changes. Johnson once got the code to believe that a man that was scared of water stole a boat. That's like, if that is the most GX line I've heard from the dub so far. Episode 106 is another 2-part, because this arc is just filled with 2 parts or 3 parts, so how many parts you want to have. Serenity reminds us that Tristan said he taught Joey all he knows about the train called Realm. Now Spectra challenges Tristan, Duke, and Serenity to a doom. I guess 3 versus 1 is allowed since they're not in Battle City, which then again, if they're not in Battle City and buying the rules of Battle City, why do, since it seems like the Wilds really hate the fact And this also fusion monsters can attack on the first turn. Why we're like, we can ignore some bad sailors, like keep others. It's just weird now that I'm really thinking about it. Because the whole reason why Umbra Luma couldn't do Yuki 2 versus 1 because it was against bad sailor rules. And the fusion monsters can't attack on first turn, it's also bad sailor rules. So it's just like, you choosing and picking, unless you forgot the fact that, you can't have multiple people getting up on one person. But whatever. Whatever. Um, Nesbitt was in charge of the military facilities and factories back in the day. Nesbitt gets anybody of whoever loses, just, whatever. Nesbitt's deck monster is for Bach and Knight. Duke's is Strike Ninja. Serenty's is Guards with a Full Eye. And Tristan's is Super Robot. But we can't talk about plays or strategies because that'd be against the rules. Tristan's acting like he knows how to do it, as Serenty looks up to him as this card game master. Serenty plays Shadow Tamer. Tristan summons Cyber Command attack to get Nesbitt to attack him instead of Serenty. Duke summons the 13th Grave. Nesbitt summons a Giga Tech Wolf and attacks Shadow Tamer, destroying it. Robotic Sound's Deckmaster effect. For each machine monster Nesbitt discards, there's 500 damage to a player. So if 3 cards discard, everyone takes 500. So he has to spread out the damage. He can't just be like, oh, discard 3 cards, everyone takes 15. No, he has to be like, okay, discard a card, you take 500. Discard a card, you take 500. Discard a card, everybody takes 500. He's for upward of damage. Nesbitt sets the card. So when he accidentally summons the Forgiving Man attack instead of defense. Tristan uses block attack to try and make the Forgiving Man go to defense. But Nesbitt uses Rukuku Field to negate a block attack. Duke summons Yanzo and sets the card. Nesbitt tributes Giga Wolf to summon Machine King. It gains 100 attack for each machine monster of a field, so 200 attack is gained. Machine King attacks the commander, but Tristan blocks it by using Cyber Command. And the commander gets destroyed. Nesbitt plays card syncity. So everyone draws into that 6 cards in their hand. Nesbitt uses Robotic's Knight's effect to deal 500 to each again. Serenity summons I was about to say Panther Royal. Serenity summons Lady Panther and searches for Forgotten Man to defense. Tristan summons Commander Angel. I should really like that monster's design. Duke summons Dark Assailant. Nesbitt uses backup Searcher to get back 3 monsters from his grave and add it to his hand, so he can just reuse his deck monster's effect to do 500 to everyone. Nesbitt plays Clockwork Knight to make all machine monsters on his side fail get 500 attack. Then every monster on the field becomes machine type, and every machine type monster on if an opponent's side loses 500 attack. This card just got printed recently in Battles of Legend: Krista's Revenge. Hashtag not fun, so they get set. Anyways, Nesbitt puts Short Circuit to make every monster switch to attack if it can't use that effect. Tristan uses deck monster to protect Serenity from Machine King's attack. Tristan loses, and he said he lied by teaching Joey everything he knows about the dual monsters. Double changes. Nesbitt was just charged of tech, not weapons of any sort of destruction, just tech. He's there soldering, welding, maybe an iPhone or a Kyber phone, I guess. Hammering away at Optimus Prime, and who knows? Maybe he is playing Optimus Prime. The Forgotten Man has been censored. The censor for Robot Rocket Punch I don't know why, but with sense of a Wilbur Rocket Punch, because for kids were like for hate fun. Backup Searcher has art updated. Episode 107. Serenity panicking due to the death of Tristan, so her turn is just skip. Duke plays Dimension Hood to withdraw Dark Sound. Duke plays Dungeon Dice and Dungeon and Dice Dungeon to make a Dice Dungeon field. Also cards for Just Got Planet. Duke tributes the 13th grade and he answers to summon Ogre for Relentless. Each time there's a battle, each player has to roll a dice. So Ogre attacks Machine King. Duke rolls a 6, so Ogre gets double attack. Nespa rolls a 1, so Machine King loses 1,000 attack. Ogre destroys Machine King. Nespa summons himself, aka Robot Knight, aka his deck monster. Nespa uses Recycling Plan to bring back a Machine Monster, Machine King, and then use it to fuse with a Robotic Knight to summon Perfect Machine King. It gains 500 attack for every Machine Monster. It attacks Olgoth. Nespa rolls a 5, halving Perfect Machine King's attack. Duke rolls a 1, so Olgoth loses 1,000 attack. Olgoth is destroyed. And since Olgoth is destroyed, so it's the Dungeon Dice. Dungeon Dice Dungeon. Alliteration. Because I want to say Dungeon Dice, as in Dungeon Dice monster, instead of Dice Dungeon. Confusing names. Anyways. Cabo had an spit, blew up the factory, then make him build the new tile that we all tried to get to. Duke gave Serenity for Coach to continue. Joey, Yugi, and Teo show up because Tristan taught Serenity how to do off screen. So I guess he taught one of the wheels how to, play the card game. So Serenity summons a Dark Maria by trimming a Panther. Gods with for Stack Master effect lets Serenity to discard spell to fuse monsters. So Serenity uses Dark Maria and Forgotten Man to summon Saint John. None of the deck monster masters effects are really that bad in this Doom. Really the worst ones I had to say is so far up to this point. Actually, before I get into that, let's continue because we still have one more deck monster ability to get to. Commander interested on the field, even though Tristan had lost, which gives Angel a 400 attack boost since it is a fairy monster. Duke uses deck monster effect by discarding two cards. He can use Tristan's face down card, which is Well Mad Sound, giving Syndrome 1,000 attack. Okay. The worst ones in terms of deck master ability so far is Duke, Strike Ninja, Furnace Swordsman, and Nightmare Penguin. Strike Ninja is where to switch like discard two cards, or use a one face down card someone else has. So switch situation of what if you use a useless card in the situation, And then Furnace Swordsman is just maybe a bit better. Nightmare Penguin, well, if you don't use all Furnace Swordsman's attack to transfer, because Furnace Swordsman's is a limited resource type stuff. When Nightmare Penguin is unconditional 2,000 attack, 2,000, that'd be actually somewhat decent. 200 attack boost if you're a raw monster, so it just depends on the situation. If you don't blow your load, from the start with Flame Swordsman. And since your attack on Perfect Machine King, which both are destroyed, since Perfect Machine King is that's the deck monster, he lost. Tristan didn't come back. This is the best deal so far, honestly, because it is shocking that a main character lost, especially in Philo. So you don't really see that too often. So at least as a surprising result somewhat. Like the Serenity actually played some card games, you know. She has a win under her belt, undefeated champion Serenity. She's undefeated like Taya Ghana. But like other than that, it's kind of it's an okay dude. Like, um, again, actually, really, Nesbitt's if Nesbitt's deck focused on bone a bit more, it'd be a good like pressure strategy. But you know, again, that's like a which more than a knock against what website actually is. I just think it'd be a bit more interesting if it was bone, like Nesbitt way focused on bone. But again, it's fine as is. Again, that's not a knock way towards the episode. It's just like, well, I wonder if it really, you know, laid down with a bone expect how different this dude would be. But very different. But still, good dude. It was fun. Dub changes. The guy with pop up saying which dice would, what for dice would did. Joe is gonna replace Tristan upstairs, subbing in for Serenity. And the dub, he was gonna replace Tristan. Sub, he was like Serenity, tag out. The confirmed by Tristan is for Robot Monkey before the sub did, because the sub confirms the next episode. The dub goes, yeah, our homeboys in the body of a robot monkey. Episode 108 is a two-part. Tristan is a robot monkey. Nesbitt and Tristan's body attacks Kaiba. Robot monkey Tristan attacks Nesbitt. Joey kicks Nesbitt through a wall, and Nesbitt is riding a motorcycle and kidnaps Mokuba. What is this, like 3 orcs in a row that Mokuba's been kidnapped? Just like put him on a leash or something, like one of those leeches with children attached to it, like, you know, it's like around your body, and you just, you know, so you don't lose him, Kaiba, so much.
What happened? They're on a leash!
Kaiba chases Nesbitt on a motorcycle. The gang can't understand Robot Monkey Tristan, but Serenity befriends Robot Monkey Tristan. Kaiba crashes his bike after making a jump. The last big fat Lecto is challenging Kaiba. No isn't happy for Nesbitt took Mokuba, so no it takes Mokuba. Oh, the guard cards are in the database, so they can't build their decks with the guard cards in them. That's lame. Kaiba's deck masters can be low of D. Lecter thinks a coat and some glasses can have effect by he's agenda. Lecter sets a monster and 2 cards. Kaiba summons Spirit Dragon and attacks Lecter's face down card. Heals Shower Scatter makes Kaiba draw 3 cards and then discard all spot cards that he drew. So Kaiba discards 2 cards. Spirit Dragon does piercing damage. Kaiba, and then Kaiba sets a card. And Spirit Dragon also searches to defense mode after attacks. Lecter uses Solemn Wishes, so each time he draws a card, he gains 500 life points. Lecter sets a card and a monster. Kaiba summons Giant Jome, and since, again, Spirit Dragon must switch to defense mode after attack, Kaiba switched it to attack mode. And then attacks with it. Lecter uses Max of Perplexity to make Spirit Dragon attack Giant Jome. Kaiba tried to use Clutch Card Virus, but why'd shock him? Never saw this, which is funny because Genesis' name in Japanese is Psycho Shocker. Anyways, it's Jinso destroying Clutch Card Virus. Never saw that coming. Flashback time. Ghost of Bo gave both Kaiba and Mokuba 2% stocks. He also loaned Kaiba a small amount of 1 billion yen and wants 100 times the money within a year. Ghost of Bo will return the Kaiba brothers to the orphanage if Kaiba fails. I imagine backstage, just like, yeah, I tried being a parent, and it just didn't work out. So here you go, here's the receipt. Give the kids back. I'm, I'm so, just the look of horror over the staff's face as he would do such a thing. Kappa uses his loan to buy a company and then make the previous owner of the stocks to buy back them over, and he sold for because he's like, I'm gonna fire everyone, you don't buy back your stock. Back to the present, Kappa uses John Jones' effect, dealing 500 points of damage to Lecter and summoning a copy of itself. Lecter gains 500 life points due to some witches. Lecter sets a monster and 2 cards. Spirit Dragon attacks with a monster with Cyberjaw, destroying all monsters on the field. Then Kaiba and Lecter draw 5 cards and summon monsters from those 5 cards onto the field. Kaiba summons Slayer and Twin Hand Behemoth. Lecter picks Ejection Fairy Lily. Lecter gains 500 life points due to some witches. Lecter plays Wild Tranquilizer to lower Slayer's attack by 100 times its level, which it would be 400 in total. Lecter uses Fairy Ejecting Fairy Lily's effect by paying 2,000 life points. She gains 300 attack. Later destroys Void Slayer. In fact, she says ejection when stabbing Void Slayer is so cute. Lecter uses Soul Spec Blessing to gain back life points equal to the damage Kaiba just took. Lecter sets a monster. Kaiba sets a monster. Lecter uses Life Absorbing Machine to get back half of the life points he paid to use Lily's effect. Lecter gains 1,500 life points due to his trap. Lecter's trip uses to set monsters to summon. Satellite Can, longest summon ever. Literally, it was like a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes, watching the thing go up in space. Double changes. The kind that's been punching Mokuba, knocking him out. Lecter doesn't mention there are no guard cards. We tried to have the fact that Max put Bexley is a gas max, and Lecter was supposed to be the next in line to take over Kaiba Code, which is bullshit. That makes no sense when factor in the rest of the stories. I don't know, maybe a dumb change. It's a weird, stupid dumb change, honestly. Episode 109. We're starting off with one heck of a sentence. Tristan likes to feel Serenity's bliss. We come to the Crunchyroll subtitles, which is the subtitles are based these reviews off of. They feel like marshmallows. Tristan flipped the switch on the back of his head, allows him to speak human speech. Which is actually, I think they did this in a funny way. He's like talking about Serenity's bliss, switch on, then accidentally switch it off, then switch it back on. The gang found out by Tristan is the fact of a robot monkey. They tie him up because they don't trust that he's the real Tristan. Lecter uses ejection failure's effect again, destroys Twin-Head Behemoth. Twin-Head Behemoth special summons itself from the graveyard with 500 less attack. Lecter sets the card, and then he uses emergency provision by triggering one of his set cards. Lecter gains 1,000 life points. Sala's Cantina goes up. Noah's trying to get Mokuba to lose trust in Kaiba. Kaiba plays Heavy Stone to destroy all spells and trap cards on the field. But Lecter plays Imperial O to stop Kaiba from playing spell cards by paying 700 life points. I love that it's just exchange. It's like, here's a banned card for a good reason. Here's another banned card for good reasons. Back to back. Anyways, I was actually freaking out when Lecter played IO, just because I'm like, okay, Heavy Stone, that makes sense. And they're like, oh my god, he just IO him. Anyways, Lecter gains life points from his traps and pays for IO. Satellite Cannon destroys Kaiba's set monster. Satellite Cannon can be attacked with monsters level 7 or less. It also gains 1,000 attack points per turn, but loses the attack it gains after attacks. Lecter says that Kaiba used Mokuba to drove Ghost Bow to death. Flashback time. Kaba got the Big Five's help to buy Kabuko stock. Kaba blamed Mokuba for leaking information to Kabuko. Ghostboy took Mokuba in after Kaba tossed him to the side, but Mokuba forgave Kaba, giving Kaba enough stock to take over Kabuko. This caused Ghostboy to kill himself. Lecter says that Kaba was the one who was really leaking info to Ghostboy's god. Back to the present, Kaba summons Spirit Woo. Kaba switches to half to attack. Spirit Woo attacks Lily. Lecter uses Lily's effect to gain 2,000 attack. Kaba uses Spirit Woo's effect, which gains 1,000 attack for each dragon monster Kaba discards, which is 2. Lily destroys Spirit Woo. Twin Hammer attacks Lily and destroys it. Kaba ends his turn. Lecter gains life points equal from his traps. And doesn't pay for IO destroying it. There's like a frame that you really can't see without pausing. And I want to know what the fuck went wrong with Joey's face. I just... Like, it's like they were trying to do the shin, but like they cut it out, but like left some of it in. I don't know why. It's a thing of nightmares, honestly. Salakan destroys Twin Hammer. Kaba plays Paw of Greed. Kaba plays Possessed Oxo. And attack Lecter's set monster, which is Dream Spirit, but Dream Spirit switches the attack to Salakan, which stops it because Salakan can't be attacked, but level 7 or lower monsters. So Lecter just draws a card and passes his turn after gaining 500 life points. This arc uses like God's Angle 3 times. It doesn't work. I would point out each and every time as well, event like this. Kaba sets a monster. Kaba uses Low D's effect. By paying 500 life points, Kaba can special summon Blue Eyes, but needs to steal tribute to summon Blue Eyes. I mean, it's special summon, but no, free one. Still have tribute. Blue Eyes destroys Tower can winning Kaba for duel. Monkey isn't really hurt, but Kaba used him, so. Ooh, the bond of brothers is strong. Couldn't tell that before. I like this duel. I like the loop of getting life points. I think that's a very fun way of doing a duel. And yeah, just Wolf Deep's deck monster ability is decent. It's good. It's good. I mean, the only thing to really make it better is the fact that you don't have to tribute monsters to summon Blue Eyes. But, you know, Jin's deck monster is like top tier. It's up there with Dark Magician Ghost of being the best of the best. Dub changes. No talk of breath. And they cut Kaba hitting Mokuba with a flashback. Episode 110. Noah doesn't understand Kaba Mokuba's bomb and wants to steal Mokuba from Kaba. Noah made a fake Kaba to be mean to Mokuba. Mokuba is hurt by this. So they couldn't get him to be hurt by the flashback, but they made Kaba do the same thing he did in the past to the current Mokuba. Why? Just make him hurt about what happened in the past. This just feels unnecessary. Because, like, literally, Kaba slaps him, says he doesn't, like, it's just the same thing. Like, what's the... Okay, moving on. Yugioh and Taylor chase after Kaba, who's looking for Mokuba. For the rest of the game, tried to give chase, but a ton of all free went to disappear. We're reminded that Yami Yugioh still exists in this show again. Nice to see you again. Mokuba doesn't want to go with Kaba because he's now hurt. I like how Serenity is perfectly fine with Robot Monkey Tristan touching her breasts. Just like, as he like, obviously it's just like kind of going ham and loving every second that his head is next to her bags. The big five that don't have a body attack Joey, Tristan, Duke, and Serenity. And we find out that Noah's the biological son of Ghost Noah. Noah wants to prove that he's better than Kaba. Noah shows up and is mad with the big five disavowing him. Everyone meets up. Kaba knows that Noah hasn't aged in 6 years. This is a fine episode setting up more of a mystery of who Noah is. And really just sets up the next episode too. Well, I should say the next 3 episodes. Dub changes Kaba Dan and Mokubo. And the sub, Taylor picks the left path because of woman intuition, and the dub is because I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. Episode 11 is the start of a free palm. Noah would give the big 5 bars if he beat Yugi. Nesbit shows up in Tristan's body, but it isn't just Nesbit. It's all the big 5. And from now on, I'm just giving forward to them as the big 5, because in this Doom, there's really no difference between the 5 of them. And like, the switch out personalities and stuff, it doesn't really matter, but just the big 5 at this point. If Yugi beats him, they'll get Tristan's body back. Joey joins in, and the big 5 lie because they say, oh, Joey's a bad duelist, even though he beat Justin. Yeah, makes sense. The big 5 will start with 8,000 life points. Yamayuki's deck monster is the Dark Magician. Joey's the Flame Swordsmith. The big 5 can change the deck monster every turn, starting with Deep Sea Warrior. The big 5 play the Legendary Ocean and summons the Legendary Fisherman because Legendary Ocean allows the Legendary Fisherman's level to go down by 1 when it's in the hand. And on the field, Joey summons Agate, so Yamayuki summons Gazelle, the King of Mystical Beasts. Legendary Fisherman is unaffected by the Legendary Ocean's 200 attack boost due to his own effect, but the big 5 change the deck monster to the Nightmare Penguin, so it does give that 200 attack bonus. The Legendary Fisherman destroys Gazelle. The big 5 play Capoto. The only 2 reasons why Noah hasn't aged according to Kaiba is that he's alive or he's dead. There's no option in between. He's just lying or he's dead. Joey sets the card. Joey summons Cyber Hobby and switches Alligator so to attack. Yamayuki summons Mystical Elf. The Legendary Fisherman attacks Mystical Elf, but Joey uses Kunai Machine to switch Legendary Fisherman to defense and to have Alligator Sword gain 500 attack. The big 5 set a monster. Tristan is slowly turning into a real monkey because he's in the robot monkey spy. Joey uses Happy Fire Desert to destroy the Legendary Ocean. Cyber Happy destroys the Legendary Fisherman. Alligator Sword destroys the big 5 set monster, which is Magician of Fate, so they can add the Legendary Ocean back to the hand. Yamayuki summons Kuribo. Yamayuki uses card destruction to make everyone discard every card in the hand if they drop the same amount of a discard. Judgment is now the big 5's new deck monster. And Kyberland is here. Dub changes. Nesbitt was about to just fucking book it with Tristan's body before Noah stops him. Episode 112, the big 5 pay 1,000 life points to use Judgment's effect to bench all of Yamayuki's and Joey's monsters and they take 1,000 damage each. When chess is how you unlock the door to get through. I mean, that's like Resident Evil 2. You use the chess keys to save Ada. Oh, she is so attractive.
I don't know if I should.
Just do it. I can't walk like this.
Best go. Anyways, Johnson summons Historic Angel and attacks Joey directly. Capoto uses effect by tripping Historic Angel to deal half of Angel's attack as damage to Joey. The big 5 sets the call and then play Auto of a Miss, which lets him get a ritual spell in 3 tones. And it cannot be destroyed. Joey summons Rocket Warrior. Joey uses Flame Swordsmith effect to make Rocket Warrior gain 1,000 attack. A Rocket Warrior destroys Catapult Totem. The Big Five uses Revenge Sacrifice to tribute Rocket Warrior and summons Machine King. Yamayuki banishes Busted Blade from the graveyard to summon Hawk Spirit to then tribute to summon Death Vanscoff. Yamayuki sets the card for Big Five deck monster change to Rebark Knight. The Big Five play Heavy Stone to destroy all spells and trap on the field. Machine King attacks Death Vanscoff, but since the spell card was played, it gains Death Vanscoff gains 200 attack, and it destroys Machine King. And also the Big Five lose 500 life points due to Vanscoff's attack effect. Yamayuki did all of this to save Joey. He's like, oh, this is an obvious play, and Joey's like, no, it's too obvious. And then Heavy Stone activated. It'd be funny if one of the set cards for Big Five, if the Big Five said dust it out. Oopsie poopsie, Yuki, your plan failed. But anyways, it was a gamble that paid off. Joey summons Painful War and sets the card. Ben's God attacks directly. Yamayuki summons Big Shirogana. Card was shown that no one had died. Jinza swapped in the Big Five deck monster, making Joey's drop off be destroyed. But Big Five play Power of Green to draw 2 cards. The Big Five summons Injector Fairy Lily. The Big Five pay 2,000 life points, have Lily gain 3,000 attack. Ejection Fairy Lily destroys Death Vanscoff. The Big Five plays Soul Specs Blessing to regain life points equal to the damage Yamayuki just took. The Big Five set card. Joey plays his own Jinzo by triggering Panther World, destroying the Big Five face down card. Joey uses block attack to switch Lily to defense. Joey uses Jinzo to destroy Lily. Yamayuki tributes Big Shirogana to summon Dark Magician Girl and attacks directly. Double changes. So 95B went down Joey's pants when he was trying to tell Yamayuki that the plan he had was too obvious and there was no talk of death. Episode 114, the Big Five use all 5 of their deck monsters, which feels like cheating, really. Because it's like, oh, we can't have 1 deck monster at a time, so we'll switch out. But we can't use all 5 of them in this case. To summon 5-headed dragon via Dragon Revival Ritual, which needs 5 different attribute monsters to use. But it's like, wait, DC Warrior and Nightmare Penguin are both raw. Haha! But anime Nightmare Penguin is red, even though it abuses water attribute monsters. Whatever. And we got Revival Dragon Ritual via the Altar of the Myth. 5-headed dragon can attack this turn, but wraps out Yamayuki and Joey's field. Earth, water, fire, red, and dark monsters. We almost had an Avatar thing there. Cannot destroy a 5-headed dragon. The Big Five set card. Joey set 3 cards. And Joey summons the Friend Soulsman. Yamayuki summons his deck master, the Dark Magician. Yamayuki uses Polymerization to fuse Dark Magician and Fire Soulsman together to get Dark Flare Knight. And he attacked the same turn because that's just his effect. Dark Flare Knight attacks. And you can just tell the reverse of Fudge when 5-headed dragon destroys Dark Flare Knight, because you can see the 5-headed dragon's attack there. So they'll keep reversing the Fudge instead of showing Dark Flare Knight actually attacking. It's kind of funny. Yamayuki takes 0 damage, and when Dark Flare Knight is destroyed, Yamayuki can summon Mirage Knight. See, it's a different monster, so they don't lose. Mirage Knight attacks 5-headed dragon again. Mirage Knight cannot be destroyed by battle. Again, its attack equal to 5-headed dragon's attack, so again, it's 5,000 attack. Becomes big. The Big Five play a deal with Dark Rule by paying half of their life points. The Big Five don't take damage, and gets to summon Berserk Dragon because 5-headed dragon is destroyed. See, it's another new monster, so that becomes their deck master. The deck master stuff is becoming very loose. Mirage 9 changes back to Dark Magician and Flying Swordsman. Yugi uses a magical hat. And pays 1,000 life points to use his deck monster's ability to double any spell card effect. And in this case, magical hat. So we got two sets of magical hats on the field. I mean, this could be good depending on the situation. Like, oh my god, I double the effect of Paw of Greed. It's just not used in the best situation. But, you know, I guess I shouldn't say in the best situation, the most octopus situation. Like, this could be broken depending on what case scenario. Like, for example, I know this card isn't out yet. Would not be out for like another 20 years. But, for example, Lightning Stone. If his field was, like, empty, Lightning Stone, destroy all monsters, and then, like, oh, I mean, pay 1,000 life points to reactivate Lightning Stone, destroys all spells this time around, you know what I mean? So, again, depending on the situation, it could really be a stupid ability. Joey tells, First Swordsman to block, Yugi's, Dark Magician because the Big 5 card white when we were attacking with Bazooka Dragon. Joey uses Silver Dollar to negate the damage and stop the Flying Swordsman from being destroyed since that's 1,000 or less attack. Bazooka Dragon loses 500 attack each and every turn. Joey uses the Knight's Tower to turn Dark Magician to Dark Magician Knight. Joey gives Dark Magician Knight 700 attack thanks to Flying Swordsman's effect and destroying Bazooka Dragon, winning the Doom. Noah gets rid of the Big 5, and since nothing in the virtual world affects the real world, the Big 5 could never have gotten bodies. So making the last pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is pointless. Just what? Like, I get his film, and I get that. I get that. But, like, in your self-contained story would never affect the overarching plot of the story. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm looking at you waking with the dragons. We get to that the statement I'm thinking of specifically when we get there. Because we get there. But, like, when you make it feel pointless within the story itself, just instead of like, oh, there's no stakes. It's just, what are you doing? And yes, I got a haircut in between filming. Inconsistencies, I know. It just holds everything up to this point. So, like, it's just. So, anyways. I mean, this dude is fine and annoying, but there's no stakes. It's fine. But, like, whatever. It's nice to see they had a different way of taking down Five-Headed Dragon. Dub changes. Dark Magician Knight doesn't enchant when he attacks. And also, I didn't mention this before. They made, like, Fisherman enchant in the dub when he didn't enchant the sub. Is that way? I guess now I don't know. It feels like a chant. I don't know what it specifically is. But he does it in the dub. But moving on to another free part, starting with episode 14. The gang is checking out Tristan's body to see if it has a lead. Tristan has the power to transform, which is funny because the trailer of Transform was like Beast just dropped. I haven't really watched it, but I'm not even sure if anyone's working on it. I'm sure someone's working on it. And creates a portal to Kyberland in emergency mode. Kyber gets around of the Blue Eyes train. Hitting Tristan is a way to get him out of his emergency mode. Noah's upset that Kyber used Kyber code for game instead of weapons. Noah's brain is in a computer. The gang is running on a death trap, like one of those trolley things that you pump up and down. Noah was a perfect kid. Perfect at everything. Perfect life. Perfect everything. And then he got hit by a car. Typically how people get isekai. So Noah is dead, but is alive inside the computer. Kaba's deck monster is Kaiser Seahorse. Kaba summons Giant Jome and sets a card. Noah summons Kuron the Mage and uses his effect to destroy Kaiba's set card. Kuron the Mage destroys Giant Jome. Giant Jome's effect lets Kaiba dispatch summon another Giant Jome and do 500 damage to Noah. Kaiba tributes a Giant Jome to summon Vampire Lord. When Vampire Lord destroys Churn, Vampire Lord's effect activates when it does damage. Noah must pick a spell, monster, or trap card, and then discard that type from his deck to the graveyard. Noah uses Fisher to destroy Vampire Lord, and Noah picked a monster, by the way. And Noah uses, summons Ares and attacks directly. Noah sets a card. Vampire Lord special summon itself from the graveyard because Noah destroyed with a card effect. Kaiba summons Slate Warrior. Vampire Warrior attacks, but Noah uses Oath Shaker, which makes Noah pick 2 attributes, Oath and Dog. And Kaiba must pick one of those, and all of his monsters that he controls get destroyed that have the attribute that Kaiba picks. So Kaiba picks Dog, so Vampire Lord is destroyed. Slate Warrior destroys Ares. Noah plays a card called Giant Flood, and we find out Noah's deck monster is a giant orc. Dub changes, like the dub likes to give Ben Watch Mokuba to have like red glowing eyes, like he's under brain control or something. I don't know. I just want to make sure you know that he's under brain control. Episode 15. Noah's deck monster is called Shinara's Orc. Great Flood gets rid of all monsters on the field in hand. Kaiba summons Spear Dragon and attacks directly. Shinara's Orcs can summon a monster from the grave to Noah's sword from the field. In this case, it's Vampire Lord. Spear Dragon destroys him and then piercing. And then switches to defense mode. Noah summons Giant Rex and it destroys Spear Dragon. Noah is super smart because he's in the computer and he has a god complex. Also that because he's like, oh look, it's the 7-day equations, that's my deck. Haha. Kyra says as soon as Noah turned to an AI, Ghostbird lost saying him. Noah talks about how his dad was a virtual world. It was just like that one episode of Koloko when things just loop.
The same gestures, and they act as if I'm not even there.
Noah says that Kabako can end the world in 30 days if it wanted to do that. A takeover, which is just fun. A fun month. You know how some companies have Black Friday on a month. Kabako can destroy the world in the same amount of time. Ghostbird stopped visiting Noah after adopting Kaba. Kaba plays Paw of Green to draw 2 cards. Kaba uses Kaiser Seahorse's effect to summon different Dimension Dragon from one less tribute and sets a card. Noah uses Deepest Impact to destroy all monsters on the field. It cuts both players' life points in half. Noah plays Ice Age Panic, which lets him switch summon an Oath monster. Last Tux Mammoth when he has no monsters on the field. Different Dimension Dragon is back because it can banish itself and special summon itself. It cannot be targeted by spells or destroyed by a battle. Last Tux Mammoth attacks Different Dimension Dragon because your opponent takes the same amount of damage you do via Last Tux Mammoth's special ability. Kaba uses Wing of Destruction to destroy Last Tux Mammoth. Both players would take damage equal to his attack, but Kaba uses Wing of Defense to not take any effect damage. Kaba switches Different Dimension Dragon into attack mode. Kaba discards Thunder Dragon to add 2 more Thunder Dragons from his deck to his hand, and then uses Polymerization to summon Twin-Headed Dragon, and uses Quick Attack so it can attack this turn. Kaba uses Dragon Rage, which allows him to do piercing damage against the two monsters Noah summoned via his Dragon Master, Joey Chin. Mokobot shows up protecting Noah. Dub changes. Joey doesn't like boats. No references to the Bible. Sam the dog's AI was turned into a robot in the dub. In the sub, he was turned more violent by accident by Noah when Noah messed with his code. Accidents happen. Episode 116. Noah still Mokobot's painful memories, so he would forget about Kaba. Kaba would not attack because Mokobot is by Noah's side. Shinora's arc lets Noah banish every monster inside of it because every monster goes inside the arc and goes into the graveyard. To gain 500 life points for each monster. Now Noah has a total of 6 stacks. Noah uses Dark Code to destroy all the monsters on the field. Different Dimension Dragon returns to the field. Noah summons Glorious, equipped with Psychon Laser, and Matter Level, so now it does piercing and has 100 more attack than the monster it attacks. Glorious attacks Different Dimension Dragon. Kaba passes its turn. Noah summons Glorious Option, and it gains the same effect and attack that Glorious has. Glorious and Glorious Option attack. Yugi and Kaba try to snap Mokobot out of the brainwashing. Kaba sets the card, and by using Caster's he hosts this effect to tribute Different Dimension Dragon to summon Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes White Dragon destroys Gladius, when Gladius is destroyed, so is Gladius' option. Noah banishes 5 monsters to gain 2,500 life points thanks to his arc. Kaba uses last tone, which allows Kaba to pick a monster, Blue Eyes. And all cards of the field and hand are discarded. When Noah summons a monster with his arc, then Noah summons a monster, which would be his arc. And then the arc and Blue Eyes fight. And the winner of this fight is the winner of the duel. Noah's arc transforms into Shinnok, king of a higher plane, destroys Blue Eyes. Noah wins and turns Kaba and Mokobot into stone. Yamayuki explains that Noah would have lost if he didn't use Mokobot as a shield, which is true. Yamayuki shines Noah through the dying life points when Kaba lost. Why are you doing this to yourself? Because Kaba only had 400 life points left, and Noah had a shit ton of life points. I understand you think Noah doesn't deserve to win, but Kaba lost. Start over, start both clean. It's really, this mode is stab toes the next to him, but I feel like these sets of episodes will win, specifically when it said in Japanese, in the OCG drop, it's like what's the name? It's like mythological something. Came out in like July 2001, like a couple months before this episode aired. No, it came out in November 2001, then this episode aired like July 2002. It's like something like that. So because that set has Glaive's option, a lot of the fucking, actually all the spirit monsters, but we see in Noah versus Yugi. Last tone, stuff like that. Robotic Knight. So I do think a lot, just coincidentally, this episode was written during that time period. This is kind of more proof of it. A lot of stuff in that set shows up in this little arc. These little stressive episodes here. Unless some of the writing staff really like that set, it's we can't use as many cards as we can in this arc. It's just interesting. But I feel like they couldn't make the spirit monsters interesting, so they were we handicap Yugi for this next duel. That's what it feels like. I'm not sure what was going on behind the scenes. oh, I could say, oh, you gotta make the spirit monsters look good, but that makes no sense because the set already was released months ago. So, because I mean, if you really want to make the set look good, yeah, lock. I'm just saying, do that. But like, I don't know. Like, again, I can't tell what anyone's wanting, but it just feels like setup because they couldn't figure out how to make spirit monsters threatening, or like put Yugioh at a huge disadvantage. But like, other than that, again, that's more towards the next duel, but it's just, this duel is fine. I do like Kaiba versus Noah, but it feels like he's been Vegeta. And like, oh, Vegeta can never get the win. It has to be Goku. So like, just, you know, it's whatever. Double changes. Kaiba actually thinks he might have been too hard on Mokuba. Okay, episode 117, start for 2-part. Since Yamayuki is using both his and Kaiba's deck, Noah chooses to use the Spirit's deck. Since the arc is gone, all monsters return to the graveyard now. Yamayuki summons Gazelle, the king of mystical beasts. Shino destroys Gazelle. When the monster is destroyed, then Yamayuki controls. Yamayuki uses half of his life points, and Noah gains the same amount that Yamayuki lost. Yamayuki said that he and Kaiba might be rivals, but they would never break the bond of a duelist. Yamayuki sets a monster. Noah summons Yagawasu. Chanel attacks Yamayuki's set monster by his obnoxious Captain Gollin, who cannot be destroyed by a battle with a monster with 1900 attack or more. Noah plays Spring of Rebirth, which gives Noah 500 life points each time a monster from the field returns to its hand, which rests the whole spirit monster's gimmick. So, Iago also returns to the hand. Noah gains 5,000 life points. Spirit monsters were made after Pexus visited Asia. I'm not sure how Noah knows this. I guess all that computer technology informs Noah of Pexus' whereabouts and what he's done. Yamayuki sets a monster. Noah summons Azura Priest, who attacks and destroys obnoxious Captain Gollin. Azura Priest can attack all of Yamayuki's monsters, so he attacks Yamayuki's set monster, which is Cyberjaw. Cyberjaw destroys all monsters on the field, and both players draw 5 cards, or special summon any monsters within those 5 cards. Shinnok can stop from being destroyed, but it returns to just being Noah's like deck master, but it can never summon itself again. Yamayuki summons Sangan and Gamma of a Magna Royal. Noah can summon anything since spirit monsters cannot be special summoned. Yamayuki should use Gamma of a Magna Royal and Sangan, which activates Sangan's effect to add a monster with 1500 attack or less to Yamayuki's hand. And he does this to summon Dark Magician. Dark Magician attacks directly. Yamayuki says every soul has a home, and this is a nose being trapped in a computer. Noah plays Next World, which allows Noah to summon a monster with the same level as Dark Magician. In this case, Yama Dragon. Yama Dragon destroys Dark Magician. Yamayuki loses life points, so Noah gains that same amount. Yama returns to Noah's hand, so he gains 500 life points. Thanks to Spring, Yamayuki plays Silvering Light to stop Noah from attacking for 3 tones. Yamayuki summons Kuripo and attacks directly. I would teach him. Noah sets a monster. Yamayuki summons Big Shield Gun. Kuripo switched to defense. Noah sets another monster and a card. Yamayuki sets the card. Noah turn Duke into stone, and for every turn that Yamayuki failed to beat Noah, one of his friends gets stoned. Noah doesn't understand the power of bonds and friendship. And stop playing God's Anger. This is pissing me off, funny enough. Noah plays Pyro Clock of Destiny, which ends souls eternally. Noah flips summons Arame, who changes Kuripa's position to attack mode. Noah attributes the set monster Arame to summon Yama Dragon. Dub changes Wing of Rebirth for Senso to cut Kuripa buying Noah. Because you can't have those hairy balls buying children. Anyways, you know, like, why is that censored? Like, they have a problem with creatures buying. They do. Because they're like, light censor, like, one of Weaver's monsters, like, fangs. I don't know. It's weird. All jokes aside, it's weird. Anyways, episode 118. Yama Dragon destroys Creeper, but Yamayuki uses Nutrient C. Also, so Yamayuki gains 4,000 life points before taking damage. Noah gains life points equal to the damage Yamayuki took. Also plays Soulspike Blessing to gain more life points the same way, but the same amount of damage that Yamayuki took. Event Spring's effect popped off when Yama Dragon went back to the hand. So many life points. Yamayuki summons Alpha the Magna War and attacks directly. Tristan got stoned next. Noah summons Ibara White Weapon, and it can attack directly, which it does. Noah gains life points thanks to his deck monster and Spring's effect. Yamayuki sets a card and tributes Alpha to summon Dark Magician Go, and she gains 300 attack thanks to Dark Magician being in the graveyard. Dark Magician Go attacks directly. Noah turns Serenity into stone next. Noah summons Ibara the White Rabbit again, but Yamayuki uses Dark Renew that activates when Noah summons a monster. So Yamayuki can tribute a monster that Noah summoned for White Rabbit. And then Big Chugana to summon his Spellcaster in his graveyard, which is the Dark Magician. Noah sets a card. Yamayuki uses Blackwatch Ritual to tribute the Cleotron from her hand to summon Magician of Black Chaos. The Magicians are attacked directly, but Noah uses Chaos Barrier Field, which makes Yamayuki's weakest monster, Dark Magician, go, and the strongest monster, Magician of Black Chaos, fight. Yamayuki loses life points and Noah gains life points. Noah tries to get Yamayuki to join him, but Joey says don't, because Kaba might be an asshole, but he cares about his brother. Joey is turned to stone next because he spoke up. If I teach him. Noah sets the card and a monster. Noah uses Groundbreaker to get Earbud the White Rabbit back to his hand. Yamayuki uses Card Destruction to make both players discard their hand, and then draw the same amount of cards that they discard. Magician of Black Chaos attacks Noah's set monster with his army, which switches Dark Magician to defense mode. Noah uses Vessel of Illusions to summon a token. Noah uses Change of Heart on Dark Magician to get Dark Magician on his side of the field. Noah tributes Dark Magician and his token to summon Hino Kake Tristan. Butch that. Horribly. It's disgustingly butchered. And equips Fang Fist to it so it gains 200 attack. Hino Kake Tristan destroys Magician of Black Chaos. Due to his deck monsters and Flying Fist's effect, Noah gains 5 points. Noah plays Spiritual Energy Cell Machine, but discarding card, it allows Hirokake Teacher to stay on the field. Taylor's turn to stone next. All Yamayuki's friends still support him, even though they're stoned. Yamayuki plays card Sanctity, so each player draws until they have 6 cards in their hand. Yamayuki uses Monster Reborn to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon. I swear, they need to stop. Whoever has God's Anger in their stereo needs to smash the stereo. Yamayuki used Polymerization to fuse the 3 Blue Eyes, 1 that he just brought back with Monster Reborn, and 2 from his hand to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Yamayuki uses Quick Attack, again my point of literally every fusion monster needs to attack him first turn, so they had to react, oh, Quick Attack, Quick Attack, Quick Attack, Quick Attack. It's like in Arc 5, how it's like, towards the end of the series, every duel, like, Yugioh used Evade, or Dodge, or whatever the action card was, to dodge attacks because Riley's couldn't think of anything else to do to get Yugioh out of situations. Anyways, so Blue Earth Ultimate Dragon attacks and destroys Hio, Taya, Kaka, Sucha. Yamayuki uses Steve Fuchsia to split up Ultimate Dragon back into 3 Blue Eyes, and all of them attack directly, winning Yamayuki with Doom. This dude is okay. Again, I don't like the setup. Like, I hate that Kaiba got Vegeta, and then like the whole like, oh well, I'm just gonna pick up where Kaiba left off. No, like I get why I would do this, but like why? Like why? Like again, it just feels like the couldn't make spirit monsters enough of a threat, so they had to go out of a way to make them threatening. Anyway, it's just Kaiba should being Noah. That's all I'm saying. It'd be much more rewarding for him to beat Noah than it would be for Yamayuki. Job changes. Noah just wanted Yamayuki to say that Noah was better instead of him going to work for Noah. Episode 119, everyone's unstoned. Noah doesn't accept that he lost to the power of friendship, because godly for stem friendships. Noah tries to just take over Yamayuki's body, but it doesn't work because someone is the Pharaoh. Noah tells the group that they're all virtual and the bodies are connected to a computer, aka none of us matters. Ghostball is here. Ghostball killed himself, but uploaded himself to a computer to continue to live. Makes sense. That logic totally follows. Because it's like, oh, I want to go back to the real world, but it makes no sense. Like, I never want to keep in continuity with, like, how the manga was when Ghostball did kill himself. Jumped out a window. And the original manga, Season 0, he kind of just fell to the ground. Not dead, but he just kind of, like, fell. But the manga, he jumped out of a window just like the music video, like a boss, except for he jumped out of a window because he was no longer the boss. But like he goes like, oh, but I uploaded my brain to the computer. It makes no sense when you like take 2 seconds to think about it. It's like you want to escape to the real world, but it's not like Noah who had a tragic accident. You just like, oh, well, I don't want to live anymore because my adopted son bested me in business, but I want to continue to live so I can have my revenge on him. I know it would work better if he was a ghost. Like, this concept. Because it's not like, oh, he took extra steps to make sure he was still alive. It's just, oh, I'm just revenge for ghosts. But no, he took extra. It bugs me because it just doesn't feel logical to me. It feels like inconsistency. Ghostbird disowns Noah on the spot. Ghostbird wants to revive Noah, but since Noah became virtual, the values have become different. And Ghostbird wanted Kaiba to be Noah's vessel. Ghostbird wanted Kaiba's body, now he can just hack things, so he doesn't need bodies. Ghostbird has all the missiles aimed at the major cities to destroy the world in 30 days and take over. Ghostbird took the door out of the virtual world. Noah made a secret exit before Ghostbird walked down the system. Yami Merrick is just fighting robots. Yami, Yugi, and Kaiba think that Noah is still up to something, but Yugi's like, we can trust him. Of course, Donald is in this world. Noah made everyone besides Mokuba be lost in their memories, but if they break out 2 seconds later, it's like, who cares? Noah takes Mokuba to an arcade. Like, I kind of mentioned Season 0 before in this review, but like, you have to admit, Ghostbird killing himself, Noah having green hair, the fact that the butler Hobson is here, also that at an arcade, Mokuba plays the fighting game, that episode of Season 0 when Mokuba first appears. all references. It's cool, neat Easter eggs for people, in the know. But like, it just feels like a nice nod, especially since Studio Gap didn't make Season 0's Toei. So, props. Mokuba wants Kaiba to make a body for Noah. Of course, DL is the way out. Gotta push with Konami's gotta push with DL sales. Noah steals Mokuba's body, even though he saved the Big Five coin. Like when they were exiting, Noah just stepped into Mokuba's body and was able to steal it. This episode's okay. It's setting up the last bit of his arc. And like nothing mind-challenging happened. And it's just like Double changes. Ghost Boy just wants to digitalize himself with Lowe's because I don't know. He just no good reason really to make himself digital. Ghost Boy plans to bring everyone to the virtual world instead of blowing everything up. Joey saying, "Stop doing that's crazy talk." It's a funny dub line to me. Who would put down trading cards in this day and age? Episode 120 is the final batch of episodes because it's a two-part. So we're in the whole stretch. Kaiba goes to Kaiba to face Ghost Boy. No one trusts Noah for very fucking good reasons. Besides Yugioh, I don't know why Yugioh trusts him. He's just like, he's good. Even though he just stole Mokuba's body unknowns to anyone else. But, it's weird because, like, I trust Noah. When Noah just stole Mokuba's body. Okay, sure. Monsters are now being summoned to attack Yugi in the game. Noah changes the missile's path to the base that they're all on. Because gotta blow up everyone. Kaiba and Ghost Boy duels because it's Yugioh. What else are they supposed to do? Yamauchi just destroys the control panel for the missiles because he has to do something in this arc. And that's all he contributes. Moving on. Ghost Boy plays painful shows. Ghost Boy picks 5 cards from his deck. Kaiba chooses one and the rest goes sent to the graveyard. Ghost Boy picks all 5 pieces of Yugioh. Kaiba chooses the right arm. Ghost Boy sets a monster face down. They got 30 minutes before they all die via missiles. Kaiba sets the card and summons Volkswagen. Volkswagen destroys the set right arm. Ghost Boy plays Contract with Yugioh when all 5 pieces are in your graveyard by paying 2,000 life points. Ghost Boy can summon Yugioh Necklace. Yugioh Necklace attacks Volkswagen and isn't destroyed by battle even though it has last attack. Yugioh Necklace gains 1,000 attack each time it attacks. Kaiba summons Spirit Ruru and uses both breath to tribute Spirit Ruru to destroy all monsters with 1,000 or less defense, like Yugioh Necklace, but it doesn't work. Yugioh Necklace gains effects based on which parts are in the graveyard, but it doesn't matter which parts give Yugioh Necklace which effect, because they're all in the graveyard or they're all not in the graveyard. So, to run down what Yugioh Necklace currently have, he cannot be destroyed by battle, spell, trap, or monster effects, and he gains 1,000 attack for each attack he is involved with. Kaiba sets the card and switch Volkswagen to defense. There are no notable depth changes. Final episode 121. Noah tells Valis how to escape. Noah kicks Ghost Boy out of the network to control the virtual world. Ghost Boy tries to steal Kaiba's body, but Kaiba's like, we gotta finish the duel, man. This is an old TV thing. Come on. And that worked. Yugioh Necklace attacks, so it gains 1,000 attack points, but Kaiba used negate attack to stop it. Joey Shin, as Joey, Yugi, and Duke stay behind to fight the monsters. Kaiba used Shrink to halve Yugioh Necklace attacks. Kaiba tributes Volkswagen to summon Luster Dragon number 2, and attacks Yugioh Necklace. Yugioh Necklace is no longer under the effects of Shrink and gains 1,000 attack. and attacks Elastic Dragon 2, destroying it, and gains another 1,000 attack. Taylor, Serenity, and Tristan escape. Then Duke and Joey escape. Yugi goes to look for Kaiba. Kaiba uses Paw of Greed to draw 2 cards. Kaiba sets the monster and sets the cards. Yugioh Necros just attacks and destroys Kaiba's set card and gains attack. Kaiba uses Monster Reborn to bring back the monster that Yugioh Necros just destroyed, Ancient Lamp, which allows Kaiba to special summon Legend, the Mystic Genie of the Lamp. Kaiba uses Soul Demolition by paying 500 life points. Kaiba can banish a monster in the graveyard. So, by paying Yugioh 2,500, Kaiba was able to banish all 5 pieces of Yugioh from the graveyard. And then he tributes Legend and his lamp to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes destroys Yugioh Necros, winning Kaiba the game. And Ghostbo is just trying to steal Kaiba's body, even though the agreement of the dude is like, hey, if I win, you don't try to take my body. But fuck that. Because all the dudes in this must be pointless. Because, you know, well, why would we have dudes with stakes? Anyways, and he's like in like a goo foam, like he's like Aki Magenta, like, by the way, I got this pen on Black Friday and I love it to death. Like this color, for official Aki merchandise, love it. And Kaiba and Yugi escapes, and no, I did not totally do that to just work Aki into another Yu-Gi-Oh review. And Noah gave Mokuba his body back and, traps, Noah and goes, Noah himself, traps him and, like, goes above the virtual world. Kaiba, throwing Mokuba onto the blimp would never not be funny to me. Everyone's on the blimp. Of course, the blimp turns into a jet, escaping the explosion. I mean, honestly, the dude, Kaiba vs. Ghost Bird is fun. I think, rightfully, Kaiba should have had this dude and won it. And it's cool that Ghost Bird was using, Exodia, so Kaiba was kind of really facing his past. The downside to kind of, like, that is because, like, the whole reason why Kaiba wants to do on the dude title is because he wants to bury his past, but I feel like he literally just did that. This arc, because he literally faced his past head on. But, you know, it's just, is what it is. But like, Kaiba was so indifferent by it. He's like, no, this is how I'm supposed to forget about my past. It's like Deuce's Battle City Finals. And it's just like, it doesn't feel as correct. Like, this arc is an ideal, isn't a bad idea. I know I'm talking about Battle City Finals a bit, but I feel like it's kind of a pun. I just think the placement and how they handle it is terrible. Because you have Kaiba facing his past. Okay, cool. But, like, Kaiba doesn't seem any, like, different about it. Like, he's just, like, he seems very indifferent. He doesn't care what's happening because he can't care because in the next arc, that's where he deals with, oh, I want to bury my past. Instead of the arc where he actually deals with his past. So, like I get, anime film is supposed to have these big changes in it, typically. But, like, it make the arc feel like at least it had some reason of existing. Like, literally, Dub Kaiba, says, that, like, let's just forget about this and move on. And that's kind of like, I feel like the whole point of it is just to, like, distract you for a few weeks, then move on. And it's just, everything feel like a lot of dudes feel pointless in this because The Big Five could never steal bodies. Ghost Body just tries to steal Kaiba's body anyways. And it's just like, everyone just does whatever the fuck they want after Voodoo, so it's like, what's the point of doing if you're not gonna stick to the conditions that you set up of Voodoo? The card game is a binding contract that everyone must follow, god damn it. But it does make the duels feel pointless and empty. Even though some duels can be fun, some duels are very frustrating. Tail versus Crump. God dang it, why do your deck master needs to draw you cards when you have Power of Green and Grace for Charity? Besides the point. That's besides the point. But, it's just, this arc is very frustrating. Like, it feels pointless, like, and frustrating at the same time. And, like, again, it's fillers. Well, like, this could be fun filler, like Dungeon Dice Monsters. I know this is part of, like, a free mini arc, like, Season 1 filler, but, like, Dungeon Dice Monsters was fun. It was entertaining. It feels like it actually had some sort of stakes to it. But this is just, like, again, good idea. I like the idea of exploring, Kaiba and Mokuba's past. I think that's a great idea. But, like, an execution, terrible. So, with that being said, I have to give this arc a 4 out of 10. So I hope you all enjoyed this review. This review's a bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. But, like, I hope at the time this is the lowest I've rated anything. I'm sure I would step on someone's toes, but, like, again, this arc does have some great ideas. It has some good moments, fun moments. Like I'm a sucker for, like, Dark Magician, like any kind of, like, fusion between two people's ace monsters, like Dark Magician and Flynn. I thought it was like a fun idea, but, like, it does get to a certain point when it's like, okay, with frustrations overshine anything kind of fun. So, like, I do give it for 4 points for, like, the stuff I do enjoy. But again, like, I think the frustrating and the arc doesn't make it feel like this was necessary. Way overshadows that. Very unfortunately. But I hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, rate it, like or dislike, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all next time. Bye.